I'm Lee Spencer with the Racing Boys. I'm joined today by Brad Keselowski. Your Checkered Flag Foundation put out a really cool deal this week. I was hoping you'd tell us a little bit about what you have going on with Auto Trader for Atlanta next year.
Well, last year we did a really fun program where we allowed people to nominate their heroes, veterans, active or retired, of course, military members, to put on our race car as a tribute to them. And, of course, we cut out the piece of the race car after the race was over and gave it to them, and people loved it. And it was a great way for us to also raise funds for our foundation, which use those same funds and gives them back to the community to help those in need that have served our country or have made great sacrifices. So my foundation, Checkered Flag Foundation, is working really hard to continue to do that. Of course, I donated along the way, and we've been able to do some incredible things, from healing camps for families that are recovering from PTSD to even some stuff with Fisher House to help build some accommodations for those that are maybe going through a hard time. So it's really a tremendous privilege to get to do it, and Auto Trader was generous enough to, Lee, give up part of the paint scheme for us to facilitate all those names on the car, and our fans seem to really appreciate the opportunity, and it's something that I'm humbled to get the chance to do.
What was it about veterans in particular? I mean, a lot of people have different groups that pull at their heartstrings, but for you, it's always been the veterans. I mean, when we look at your transporter, you have this huge American flag on it. What is it particularly? Do you have a special story about a particular veteran that just touched your heart and made you want to look into the philanthropic side of veteran relations?
Yeah, naturally, I have some stories of people that have really stuck out to me, but I think in just the context of someone willing to give their life to help someone else, that's the ultimate sacrifice. And I know sometimes it sounds cliche because we hear it so much, but it really is. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are willing to do that, and our military and first responders represent so many of them. And they don't always come back the way they went out when they try to help people. And so, in my mind, it's a privilege to be in this time, in this place, in this country. And it's something that I don't want to take for granted, and I want to give back to those that have made it possible and continue to make it possible.
With Hurricane Florence in particular, that had special interest to your wife because she hails from that part of North Carolina, the eastern part of North Carolina. How long did it take you to kind of just pull together and want to do something for that part of the community?
Well, my wife was on it right away. We were racing at the time in Las Vegas, but my wife, she really made things happen the week thereof, and we were able to travel to some of the affected areas and talk to and give some items in need to those that are working in that area and continue to work as first responders in that area. So it was certainly a great privilege to be a part of that and to help those people and in whatever small way we can. I mean, no one can do it all. I certainly can't do it all, but we can all chip in and try, and together we can do it all. So we're glad to do that with the United Together program we had, and we just continue to do programs here and there that we feel like can be a help. And no one program is a complete solution by any means, but we're confident we're doing what we can, and I think that's an important part that we all play in the community, is to try to help one another. And I've been very privileged in my life to be in the spot I'm in, and I'm glad to be able to do that and kind of give back when possible.
Brad, you must have been tremendously humbled to be named one of the top 100 philanthropists of 2018. You don't do this for the headlines. You do this just, because it comes from the heart. And what did it mean to be recognized in that manner?
It's in some ways very conflicting because, like I said, I don't really want to do charity to get recognized. But I also understand that with my spot and being a race car driver, that I can motivate others to do things for the community. And so it's a sometimes difficult balancing act between how much I want to be just recognized personally versus being able to inspire others. And so it's something that we take very seriously, and I'm humbled to be on that list, and I hope it can motivate others more so than elevate my brand or any of those things.
On the track for a moment. For a while there, you were being mentioned with the Big Three, and you won two of the biggest races of your career. Not just of the year, but of your career.
Sure.
How hard has it been not being able to move on in the round of 8, and how do you and Paul Wolfe, your crew chief, focus on the rest of the season and moving on to 2019?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we want to be able to win championship this year, and that's not a reality. But there are opportunities to win that are in front of us over the next 3 weeks, and that's exactly what I want to do. And I want to focus on things I can control, and that's the future.
And as of last week at Martinsville, you and your teammate Joey, I know that there's a trust factor among the two of you that many teammates just don't share. If that trust factor wasn't there, is there any way that the two of you could have raced so hard in the closing laps at Martinsville?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I hadn't really thought about it, Lee. I was really proud to have a really fast race car. I thought we had a great shot at winning. We ran very competitively at the end and led a bunch of laps, and I was really proud of that, and I haven't really thought about the rest of that.
No team orders, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
I really appreciate your time. What is your outlook for Texas?
It's pretty early in the weekend, but this is such a track position track. If we can qualify well and just keep the track position the whole race, that'd be really good.
You have to be pleased with how the Fords have performed in 2018.
Yeah, it's been a very good year for Ford. Of course, the laser inspection station, or OSS, and all that stuff kind of came together to really put the Fords in a more competitive place than where they ended 2017, and it's really showed up.
Really appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Lee.